Archangel Michael stands beside you. He brings you an urgent warning today, one that concerns someone you hold dear. This is not an enemy that approaches from outside. No, this is a betrayal that is forming within the walls of your own house. There is a family member, someone you have shared meals with, confided in, and perhaps even defended against others, who has become an unexpected collaborator with someone who harbors ill intentions toward you. What makes this more dangerous is not the outright betrayal, but the quietness of it. They are not attacking you openly, they are feeding information in whispers, in passing comments, in subtle hints that are easily dismissed if you're not spiritually alert. This family member didn't set out to betray you. Their heart was vulnerable to manipulation. It started with what seemed like harmless interactions, harmless chats with someone you didn't even know had an agenda against you. Little by little, they were seduced into believing that their conversations were innocent, or perhaps even protective of you. But in reality, they have become a channel through which your enemy is weaving a plan of sabotage. The betrayal began in shadows, but heaven sees everything. You may have noticed recent changes, the way this person's tone shifts when certain topics come up. How they suddenly become defensive when you ask direct questions, or how their body language closes off. You might have dismissed it as stress, mood swings, or personal struggles, but Archangel Michael urges you to understand, these are spiritual symptoms of a larger entanglement. Here's the twist that heaven reveals: this family member believes they are helping you. They think that by sharing certain details with your enemy, they are diffusing potential conflicts, or protecting you from bigger harm. But in truth, they are unknowingly setting you up for a situation where your name, reputation, and destiny are at risk. They are being used as a pawn in a much larger spiritual battle, one that targets your identity, your influence, and the divine assignments heaven has placed over your life. Archangel Michael doesn't bring this revelation to create fear or suspicion in your heart. He brings it so you can see with eyes of discernment, and guard your spirit against the emotional pain of betrayal. You are not to react impulsively. You are to stand in spiritual authority, knowing that what has been revealed is already under divine surveillance. As you receive this message, feel the presence of Archangel Michael surrounding you with heavenly protection. The enemy's whispers will not go unchecked. The alliances formed in shadows will not prosper. But you must be spiritually awake, for the time to act with wisdom is now. Type Amen 897 to get blessings. The enemy's most devastating moves are not always loud, public attacks. Often, they are silent strategies that unfold quietly, weaving through relationships, exploiting vulnerabilities, and embedding themselves deep within the trusted places of your life. Archangel Michael reveals to you today that the betrayal you are facing isn't just personal, it's part of an ancient, generational agenda that has tried to sabotage your family line for decades, even centuries. This enemy, whether they appear as a business rival, a jealous acquaintance, or someone lurking in the shadows of your social circle, has discovered that they cannot reach you directly. Your spiritual walls have been too strong. Your prayers have been too effective. So, they've shifted their approach, seeking out the weak spots in your circle, looking for someone close enough to you, yet unaware of spiritual warfare. And they found it in a family member. This family member didn't intend to harm you. They have been seduced by a manipulative charm, emotional blackmail, or an offer that seemed beneficial at first. Conversations that began as casual turned into strategic interviews. Small requests for updates about you became habitual. And now, this family member, blinded by their personal fears or insecurities, is unknowingly feeding your enemy with exactly what they need to orchestrate an attack against you. But what is this enemy really after? Michael unveils this truth: they are not just after your current position, possessions, or influence. They are trying to block a divine opportunity that is about to be offered to you. An opportunity that will elevate you, shift your life's direction, and break cycles of limitation that have plagued your family for generations. They know that if you step into this divine appointment, their control, whether in the physical or spiritual realm, will be shattered. The collaboration between your enemy and this family member is subtle. It doesn't look like betrayal on the surface. It disguises itself as concern or friendly advice. They may come to you suggesting that you reconsider certain plans, warning you about potential pitfalls, or expressing doubts in ways that seem loving, but behind these words lies a hidden agenda to derail your focus and plant seeds of hesitation in your heart. Type Amen 998 to get blessings. This battle is not just for you. It is for your bloodline. The same pattern of internal sabotage that you're facing has cycled through your family in different forms: jealous siblings, controlling relatives, or family disputes that appeared minor but resulted in years of division. Heaven is declaring that this cycle ends with you. Archangel Michael urges you to see beyond the visible. This is not a battle of flesh and blood but of spiritual principalities that have waited for the right moment to strike. But they have underestimated the power of divine revelation. Because now, you are aware. Now, you are equipped. And heaven has already begun to dismantle their plans even as you read these words. Archangel Michael beckons you to reflect, not with fear, but with divine clarity, on the subtle signs that have been manifesting around you. Signs you may have brushed off as coincidences, yet they were spiritual alerts sent to stir your awareness. The collaboration between your family member and your enemy hasn't been hidden from heaven. The angelic realm has been dropping hints, small but significant, to prepare you. Think back to the conversations that suddenly fell silent when you entered the room. The subtle glances exchanged between certain individuals. How a family gathering, once filled with warmth, now feels laced with invisible tension. Have you noticed how certain questions are being asked more frequently? What are your plans next? Have you thought about changing direction? Questions posed with a tone that feels more probing than caring. These are not mere inquiries. These are spiritual pressure points being tested. Archangel Michael reveals that this family member, under the enemy's influence, is acting as a spiritual leak. Small pieces of information are being extracted from you, details about your next steps, your relationships, your struggles. And while these exchanges may seem innocent, each word you share is being fed to an enemy who is weaving a strategy of confusion and entrapment around you. But heaven has not left you without clues. Perhaps you've experienced moments where you suddenly felt uneasy after sharing certain information. A nagging feeling in your spirit that something wasn't right. That was not paranoia. It was your spiritual discernment flaring up, alerting you to unseen eyes and ears. Archangel Michael emphasizes that such feelings are divine warnings, urging you to guard your words and inner circle. There may also have been divine delays, plans falling through, meetings being rescheduled, unexpected changes in events. These disruptions were not mishaps, they were heaven's intervention, preventing you from stepping into traps laid ahead. The spiritual realm has been working tirelessly behind the scenes to keep you from walking into a carefully crafted snare. Type Amen 678 to get blessings. The enemy believes they have the upper hand because the information they've gathered seems to give them an advantage. But what they fail to understand is that heaven is 2 steps ahead. The very intel they are using to strategize against you is being transformed into a mirror that will reflect their own deception. The plot they are weaving will eventually expose their own hidden motives, and the family member involved will face a divine moment of truth, a spiritual crossroad where they will be forced to confront their own actions. Archangel Michael's presence surrounds you now with a shield of divine insight. He commands you not to fall into emotional traps. Do not respond with confrontation or suspicion. Instead, cloak yourself in wisdom and silence. Let your next moves be guided by prayer and discernment, not by the emotional sting of betrayal. From this moment forward, your eyes will see what you once overlooked. Conversations will reveal their true intent. The atmosphere will change when deceit is present. The spiritual realm has activated a new level of discernment within you, ensuring that this betrayal, though painful, will not prosper. You are not a victim, you are a watchman, a gatekeeper of your destiny. Archangel Michael reveals to you a crucial moment that is fast approaching. A spiritual trap has been meticulously set, a scheme crafted in silence, designed not just to tarnish your reputation, but to shake the very foundation of your destiny. Your enemy, using the misguided collaboration of a family member, has laid out a scenario where you are meant to be blamed, discredited, or emotionally devastated. But here is the divine assurance: heaven has already prepared your escape route. This is not a coincidence. The enemy's plan involves orchestrating a situation that appears harmless on the surface. It could be a casual meeting, a request for your signature on a document, a conversation in a public setting, or an innocent-sounding gathering. Yet, behind this facade lies an agenda, to trap you in a situation where your words or actions can be twisted against you. The goal is to create confusion, to isolate you, and to undermine your influence among those who trust you. Archangel Michael emphasizes that this is a spiritual battle, and therefore, it cannot be won through impulsive reactions or emotional confrontations. The enemy expects you to react in haste, to be provoked into making a misstep. But heaven's strategy is different. You are to respond with calm, with strategic silence, and with spiritual wisdom that confounds their expectations. What the enemy has failed to calculate is that you are under divine surveillance. Even as they plot, angels are encamping around you, orchestrating subtle shifts that will dismantle their efforts. There will be moments where meetings will be delayed, people will withdraw their involvement, or unexpected truths will surface, exposing cracks in their plan. These disruptions are not obstacles, they are your divine escape routes. Archangel Michael urges you to recognize this: your assignment is not to fight with human strategies. Your power lies in spiritual alignment. As you posture yourself in prayer and remain anchored in divine peace, you will see how heaven causes their schemes to collapse upon themselves. The enemy's urgency is born from fear. They sense that your elevation is near, and this betrayal is a last, desperate attempt to block what heaven has already ordained for you. Type Amen 897 to get blessings. The very situation that was designed to entrap you will become the stage where truth is unveiled. The enemy's plan will backfire in a manner so undeniable that even their allies will be forced to question their loyalty. The family member who was manipulated into this collaboration will witness firsthand the destructive intent of the enemy and will face a pivotal moment of choice, either to confess and seek redemption or to fall into the pit of their own deception. But you are being divinely preserved. Your name is being guarded, your path is being cleared, and your destiny remains untouched. Heaven's decree over you is firm: no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Archangel Michael instructs you to walk with heightened discernment in these coming days. Speak less, observe more. Allow your actions to be guided by divine wisdom, not emotional impulse. For what the enemy meant for evil, heaven is about to turn into a public testimony of your unwavering faith and spiritual authority. Archangel Michael does not overlook the weight of the emotional wound that comes with betrayal, especially when it is from someone who carries your blood, your family name, and your shared history. Betrayal from a stranger is painful, but betrayal from a family member cuts into the soul, leaving scars that can be difficult to heal. But today, heaven assures you, this betrayal, though deeply wounding, will not define you. Archangel Michael stands with you to transform this wound into a mark of spiritual resilience and strength. There is an emotional scar forming, not just because of what they did, but because of who did it. You trusted them. You defended them. Perhaps you've sacrificed for them in ways they will never understand. And yet, they allowed themselves to be a channel for your enemy. This betrayal challenges your perception of loyalty, love, and even your own judgment. It makes you question, how could I have been so blind? Archangel Michael speaks to your heart now, you were not blind, you were loving. The enemy is attempting to use your compassion as a weapon against you. But heaven will not allow your kindness to be a doorway for destruction. This emotional wound is real, but it is also a spiritual refinement. What feels like breaking is actually a divine reshaping, a process where God removes false attachments and exposes counterfeit loyalties to make room for divine connections that will serve your destiny. The lesson here is not to close your heart but to elevate your discernment. Archangel Michael wants you to understand that forgiveness is not permission for access. You are called to forgive this family member, not for their sake, but for yours. Unforgiveness is a chain the enemy wants to use to keep you emotionally bound to this betrayal. But forgiveness will be your act of spiritual defiance, your way of declaring, you will not have power over my heart, my mind, or my future. Type Amen 578 to get blessings. This betrayal is becoming a sacred training ground. As painful as it is activating a spiritual gift within you, the gift of discernment. No longer will false alliances hide in plain sight around you. No longer will manipulative spirits find easy entry through familiar faces. This betrayal is heaven's permission slip for you to rise into a new realm of spiritual maturity where you will see, sense, and discern beyond what is spoken or shown. Archangel Michael assures you that the emotional scar left by this situation will not remain an open wound. It will heal, but it will heal with a testimony. You are being equipped to counsel, guide, and protect others who will face similar betrayals. You will stand as a beacon of wisdom for those who are blindsided by hidden enemies within their own circles. In the coming days, you will feel a divine lifting of emotional heaviness. It will not be instant, but it will be undeniable. You will wake up one morning and realize that the pain has been replaced by peace, the sorrow has been exchanged for strength. And as this happens, the enemy will realize their greatest mistake: they didn't destroy you, they refined you. Archangel Michael brings you a message of divine assurance. The trap that was set against you will not only fail, it will be publicly exposed, and heaven will orchestrate a divine reversal that will leave your enemies speechless. The betrayal that was crafted in secret will become a testimony of your spiritual covering, and those who conspired against you will find their schemes unraveling in front of their own eyes. Your enemy believed they were clever. They carefully gathered information through your family member, plotted every detail, and confidently assumed their plan was foolproof. But what they didn't foresee is that the heavenly realm has been intercepting every move. Even now, the angels of justice are aligning events, conversations, and encounters that will flip this situation on its head. Type Amen 456 to get blessings. The reversal won't happen in the way you expect. It won't come through a dramatic confrontation or an emotional outburst. It will come through subtle, undeniable moments where truth will surface naturally, often through people you least expect. An offhand comment, an overlooked message, or a forgotten detail will come to light, exposing the hidden collaboration. And when it does, those who believed lies about you will be forced to see the truth. Archangel Michael reveals that the family member who allowed themselves to be used in this betrayal will face a crossroads. They will witness the enemy's true motives, the malicious intent, the manipulative spirit, the lies disguised as concern. In that moment, they will feel the weight of their actions. They will either seek your forgiveness and redeem their loyalty, or they will retreat into shame and denial. Either way, you will stand in a place of spiritual victory, untouched by their schemes. Here's the divine twist: not only will you be vindicated, but the entire situation will become a platform for your elevation. What was meant to isolate you will gather supporters around you. What was designed to discredit you will enhance your credibility. People who were once distant will be drawn to your authenticity, seeing how you navigated betrayal with grace and wisdom. This is not just personal vindication. This is a spiritual statement. Heaven is using this situation to reveal to others the power of divine justice. Your life is about to become a visible demonstration of what happens when the righteous are wrongly accused, the truth always rises, and those who plotted in darkness are brought into the light. Archangel Michael instructs you to remain steadfast and dignified. Do not engage in public defense or emotional debates. Let heaven fight this battle. The reversal will be more impactful because of your restraint. Silence, in this case, will be louder than any argument you could make. Type Amen 879 to get blessings. In the aftermath of this exposure, a new door will open, one that was previously blocked by the enemy's interference. An opportunity, a relationship, or a position that was delayed will be released to you, and it will be evident to all that no human conspiracy can override heaven's timing. Prepare yourself. The tables are turning. Heaven's gavel of justice is striking. What was meant for your downfall will soon become the very reason for your promotion. As Archangel Michael reveals the hidden schemes that have been forming against you, he also equips you with a divine strategy to navigate this battle. You are not called to be a passive observer, nor are you to engage in reckless confrontations. Heaven has assigned you a specific role in this spiritual war, one that requires wisdom, discernment, and a steadfast heart. Your first responsibility is to protect your peace. The enemy thrives on emotional reactions. They hope you'll be provoked into anger, frustration, or fear, for in those moments of emotional turmoil, they can twist narratives against you. Archangel Michael instructs you to anchor yourself in divine stillness. The calmer you remain, the more clearly you will see the moves being made around you. Peace is not passivity, it is spiritual warfare in disguise. Next, you must guard your words. In this season, not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, plans, or feelings. What you share casually could be weaponized by those looking for cracks in your armor. Archangel Michael advises you to practice the power of silence, not as a retreat, but as a strategic shield. Speak only when led by divine wisdom, and confide only in those whose loyalty has been tested by time and trials. Heaven is also positioning you to observe without reacting. There will be moments when you'll witness behaviors, hear comments, or notice actions that confirm the betrayal unfolding. But you are not to confront hastily. Instead, you are to document these signs in your heart, knowing that heaven is assembling a divine record. The confrontation will not come from you, it will come from the hand of God in a way that no one can deny or escape. A vital part of your strategy is to remain aligned with your purpose. The enemy's plan is not just to tarnish your name, it's to distract you from your assignment. Every hour spent in emotional entanglement is an hour stolen from your divine mission. Archangel Michael urges you to stay focused. Continue to build, to plan, to move forward with the vision heaven has given you. This is how you defeat the enemy, by showing them that their schemes are powerless against your unwavering commitment to your calling. Type Amen 654 to get blessings. As you move forward with integrity, there is a third person, someone observing silently, who will be instrumental in unraveling the enemy's plan. This person, perhaps a mutual acquaintance, a colleague, or even someone you least expect, will become a divine vessel of truth. They will witness a key moment, overhear a crucial conversation, or stumble upon hidden evidence that will expose the betrayal with undeniable clarity. This is heaven's way of ensuring that justice is delivered not through your efforts, but through divine orchestration. Archangel Michael assures you that this battle is not about survival, it's about elevation. Every move you make from this point on is a seed for your future victory. You are being prepared, sharpened, and positioned for a level of influence that can only be trusted to those who have endured and overcome internal betrayal. The enemy thought they were silencing you. But in reality, they are positioning you for a louder testimony. Stay silent. Stay strategic. Stay spiritually aligned. Heaven is fighting for you, and the outcome has already been written. You will emerge victorious. As Archangel Michael brings this message to its conclusion, he stands with his sword raised high, not in warning, but in victory. The enemy's plan has been exposed. The betrayal within your family has been revealed. But most importantly, heaven has already declared the outcome. You are covered. You are protected. You are victorious. What you are walking through is not the end of your story, it is the divine unveiling of your spiritual authority. You are not just someone being attacked, you are someone heaven has anointed as a breaker of generational cycles. The patterns of betrayal, sabotage, and hidden agendas that have plagued your family line are being confronted through you. This battle is bigger than you, but the victory will flow through you. Archangel Michael decrees that every weapon formed against you, whether it be words, plots, or alliances, shall fail before they reach their target. The enemy underestimated the covering you carry. They thought proximity to your family member gave them access to you. But what they failed to see is that your true covering comes from a realm they cannot touch. You are shielded by divine assignments, angelic legions, and the unshakable promises of God. Type Amen 54567 to get blessings. As this season of exposure unfolds, you will begin to notice a supernatural peace that surpasses understanding. The heaviness of betrayal will lift. The burden of trying to control outcomes will dissolve. You will stand as a witness to how heaven turns human schemes into divine setups for elevation. This betrayal is not your downfall, it is your announcement. Heaven is using this very moment to position you in places of influence, authority, and divine favor. Here is the prophetic twist that heaven now reveals: the family member who allowed themselves to collaborate with your enemy will experience a moment of divine conviction. Not because you exposed them, but because heaven will orchestrate events that pierce through their deception. Their heart will be confronted with undeniable truth, and they will be given a choice, to seek your forgiveness or to walk a path of spiritual isolation. Regardless of their choice, you are released from the burden of their betrayal. But even more, you are stepping into a new realm of spiritual discernment. After this, it will be impossible for deception to enter your life unnoticed. Your eyes will see what others overlook. Your spirit will sense hidden motives. Archangel Michael affirms that you are being entrusted with a mantle of spiritual gatekeeping, not just for yourself, but for others who will come to you for guidance and protection. Heaven's decree over you is sealed. No one can block what God has ordained for you. What was meant to ruin you will refine you. What was plotted in secrecy will be shouted from rooftops as a testimony of God's justice. You are rising, not just above this situation, but into a new level of spiritual authority where such betrayals will no longer have the power to shake you. Archangel Michael's final command is this: stand firm. Speak only when heaven leads. Trust that justice is already unfolding. And know this: your victory will be so visible that even your enemies will have no choice but to acknowledge that the hand of God is upon you. Type Amen 578 to get blessings. Now, are you ready?